avoir mal et se faire mal. Avoir mal et se faire mal. Aujourd'hui, on va travailler sur les conjugaisons. We're going to work on the conjugations of these. So, avoir mal uses avoir, which you should know. Avoir mal. Et se faire mal. Instead of just faire, which is to do or to make, you have se faire mal, which is to do or to make or to do to oneself. So to hurt oneself. Okay? Avoir mal et se faire mal. To be in pain and to hurt oneself. Ok, donc le premier chose, c'est avoir mal. Now, avoir, c'est conjugué avec j'ai, tu as, il a, elle a, nous avons, vous avez, ils ont, elles ont. Ça, c'est avoir. Now, avoir mal, il faut juste ajouter mal. All you have to do is add mal after avoir. J'ai mal, tu as mal, il a mal, elle a mal, nous avons mal, vous avez mal, ils ont mal, elles ont mal. It means they're in pain, or literally, I have a pain. J'ai mal, okay? J'ai mal à la tête. I have a pain in my head. Tu as mal à la tête. You have a pain in your head. Il a mal à la tête. Elle a mal à la tête. Okay? The ending is always the same. À la tête. Nous avons mal à la tête. Vous avez mal à la tête. Ils ont mal à la tête. Elles ont mal à la tête. All of their heads hurt. Okay? Questions we can ask from this conjugation, avoir mal. As-tu mal? Do you hurt? Est-ce que tu as mal? Is it just another version, but use est-ce que instead of inverting it? As-tu mal? Avez-vous mal? Are you hurting? Est-ce que vous avez mal? Are you hurting? Just two different ways of asking the same question. Okay, this should be pretty simple. J'ai mal. Tu as mal. Elle a mal. And then you use à la tête, aux jambes, whatever. The ending is gonna change depending on what body part it is, but it shouldn't change based on the person. Okay, avoir mal. Donc, comment ça va? Ça va. Ça va mal. Ça va très mal. Qu'est-ce qu'il t'arrive? Now, qu'est-ce qu'il t'arrive means what's happening to you or what's going on. Qu'est-ce qu'il t'arrive? That's reflexive. You see the t. Qu'est-ce qu'il t'arrive? What's happening to you? Je suis malade. Où as-tu mal? Now, what does that mean? Où as-tu mal? Where does it hurt? So, j'ai mal au, remember? So that's like neck. Au cou. Tu as mal au cou. Il a mal au cou. Okay, now if we're going to say à la, like à la tête, j'ai mal à la tête. Tu as mal à la tête. Nous avons mal à la tête. Now if you're going to say something that starts with a vowel, like estomac, or oreille, or œil, you would say à l'œil, à l'estomac. So, nous avons mal à l'estomac. Ils ont mal à l'estomac. Okay, now if you're talking about more than one body part, like both legs or both eyes, j'ai mal aux yeux. Tu as mal aux yeux. Nous avons mal aux yeux. Our eyes hurt. Okay, ici, comment ça va? Ça va très mal. Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive? What's happening to you? Je suis malade. Ooh, I'm sick. Où as-tu mal? Okay, j'ai mal partout. I'm hurting everywhere. J'ai mal au front, my head, my forehead. J'ai mal au nez. J'ai mal à l'oreille. J'ai mal au menton. That's your chin. Et j'ai mal à la jambe. Okay, that's just using j'ai. So we're used to that now. Let's focus on something else. All right. So now, on va pratiquer se faire. Se faire has, if you noticed over here, se faire. It means to do to oneself, to hurt oneself. So you need to know your reflexive pronouns. Je me. Now, one of the main ones I should put up here is se. Oh, I guess I can't do that. S'appeler. Right? And what does that mean? To call oneself. Je m'appelle. Tu t'appelles. Il s'appelle. Okay? Except it starts with a vowel, so it would just be M apostrophe, T apostrophe, S apostrophe. Je m'appelle. Tu t'appelles. Il s'appelle. Nous nous appelons. Sorry. Vous vous appelez. Il s'appelle. So these are all the reflexives. So for se faire, you would say, je me fait mal. Tu te fais mal. Il se, elle se, on se. By the way, on se is another way of saying we. So instead of saying nous every time, when they're young, kids in France will just say on se because it's so much simpler than saying nous. Nous is so kind of formal. On se is very easy. Okay, nous, vous, il se, elle se. Okay, so this is how it works. So lave is the example here, which means to wash oneself. So je me lave, tu te laves, il se lave. And if you notice, this is an ER verb and it's just conjugated. ER, E-E-S-E, O-N-S-E-Z-E-N-T. But we're not doing laver, right? We're doing faire. So this is an example with laver. These are other reflexive ones. So s'appeler is to call oneself. Se réveiller is to wake oneself up. Se laver is to wash oneself. Se raser, to shave oneself. Se faire, like se faire mal, is to do to oneself, to hurt oneself, for example. Se faire mal. Se parler is to talk to oneself. Se promener is to go for a walk or to take oneself for a walk. Se demander is to ask oneself, like to ask yourself something internally. Okay, so these are reflexives. They're things you're doing to yourself, which even in English, some of these verbs wouldn't make sense. But you just have to remember. Okay, this is a little video you can watch on YouTube about the reflexive verbs using se. And now here is se with faire mal. Okay, this is reflexive, and this is the present tense. I'm also going to show you how to do it in the past tense, because most of the time you're not going to say, are you hurting yourself? You're going to say, did you hurt yourself? Did you hurt yourself? I hurt myself, not I'm hurting myself. But might as well learn both. So let's look over here first in the corner. It's faire. So like, est-ce que tu fais du foot? Do you do soccer, or do you do l'équitation? Do you do horseback riding? So je fais l'équitation. Tu fais l'équitation. Il fait l'équitation. Nous faisons l'équitation. Vous faites l'équitation. Ils font. This is just to do or to make, but now we have the se in front of it, which makes it reflexive, okay? Je me fais mal. I hurt myself, okay? Or I'm hurting myself. This is present tense. Je me fais mal. Right now. Tu te fais mal right now. So I could ask you, tu te fais mal? Are you hurting yourself? Vous vous faites mal? Are you guys hurting yourself? Il se fait mal. He's hurting himself. Elle se fait mal. On se fait mal. We're hurting ourselves. I think I attached a song for you guys from Black M. That's on se fait mal. We're hurting each other. Nous nous faisons mal. We hurt ourselves. Vous vous faites mal. This is present tense. Vous vous faites mal. You hurt yourselves. And ils se sont fait mal. Ils se fait mal. Ils se font mal, pardon. I didn't change this before I started recording. Elles se font mal. Okay, this is present tense. Ils se font mal. Elles se font mal. And if you notice, the conjugations of faire are staying the same. It's just the adding the pronoun, okay? It's adding these guys. Je me, tu te, il se, nous vous, il se, elle se. Okay? Je me fais mal, tu te fais mal, il se fait mal, elle se fait mal, on se fait mal. These are all present tense. We are hurting ourselves. Alright? Let's not do that. Okay, se faire mal, and this is in past tense. This is most likely where you're going to use it. You're going to say, did you hurt yourself? I hurt myself. She hurt herself. Okay, this is probably most likely going to be used in the past tense. And it's still reflexive. So instead, what you're going to do is you're going to conjugate être this time. Je me suis fait mal. And fait, this is the past participle of faire. So every time you're using past tense with faire, that's going to be fait like this. You're not changing the conjugation. The only conjugation you're changing is être. Okay? Je me suis fait mal. I hurt myself. Tu t'es fait mal. Okay? This should be tu te es, but because there's two e's next to it, they don't like that, and they just take it away. Tu t'es fait mal. Il s'est fait mal. Elle s'est fait mal. On s'est fait mal. Okay? We hurt ourselves. Nous nous sommes fait mal. We hurt ourselves, right? Some. Vous vous êtes fait mal. Ils se sont fait mal. Elles se sont fait mal. Okay? This is past tense of to hurt oneself. So you're going to ask somebody if they hurt themselves. You say, tu t'es fait mal? Did you hurt yourself? Vous vous êtes fait mal? Did you guys hurt yourselves? Okay, we're going to try and practice these later. Now negation. We're not going to practice this just yet, but you might as well know how to put the ne pas in these, okay? Especially with the reflexive pronoun in there. So in present tense, again, reminder, present tense, je me fais mal, tu te fais mal, il se fait mal. If we're going to add the ne pas, it's going to be je ne me fais pas mal, okay? The ne pas goes around both the se faire, okay? So again, I guess the ne pas goes around the se faire. Je ne me fais pas mal. Tu ne te fais pas mal. You're not hurting yourself. Il ne se fait pas mal. He's not hurting himself. Elle ne se fait pas mal. On ne se fait pas mal. Nous ne nous faisons pas mal. We're not hurting ourselves. This is all present tense in the negative. Okay, in the past tense, it gets a little more confusing. Again, you're still conjugating être. Faire is in the past participle. It's always going to be fait. Except this time, fait goes after the pas. Okay, the ne pas goes around the me suis. T'es, c'est. Okay? Je ne me suis pas fait mal. Tu ne t'es pas fait mal. Il ne s'est pas fait mal. Elle ne s'est pas fait mal. On ne s'est pas fait mal. Okay, we didn't hurt ourselves. I didn't hurt myself. These are all negative in the past tense. Okay, over here you can see this is just reflexive verbs in general. You use the je me, tu te. Okay, so just review. This is se laver, to wash oneself. This is in present tense. Je me lave, tu te laves. And then to get dressed. These are in present tense. Just examples. All right, for homework, what you're going to do in Teams is you're going to copy my example. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the person or the subject of the sentence over here. So for mine is Julie, which is just elle, right? If I go over here, Julie falls under elle, se. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to say, first I'm going to use avoir mal. So I did Julie a mal à la cheville. If I go back, let's see where avoir mal. Julie, elle a mal, okay? And I'm not just going to say Julie a mal. Where does she hurt? I have a picture. So Julie a mal à la cheville. Okay, and I'm not saying elle a mal à ma cheville, à sa cheville. It's just la cheville. The second sentence is going to be se faire mal in the present tense. So if I'm doing Julie, it's elle se fait mal. Okay, so I'm going to say Julie se fait mal. Julie se fait mal. And then I just add again, what body part? À la cheville. And then for the past tense, I'm going to do se faire mal, passé composé. Let's go back. So Julie is elle. So let's go. Julie s'est fait mal. All right. Julie s'est fait mal à la cheville. Again, you're not doing any negations in here yet. So just do the avoir mal, se faire mal in present tense, and se faire mal au passé composé. Make sure you're looking at the subjects and the picture, okay? Marc et Julie, Marc et Claire, those are two people. Okay, Marc and Claire, they hurt their finger. Moi et ma mère, we hurt our knees. Okay? Vous, you guys, hurt your heads. Tu, you hurt your back. Je, I hurt my wrist. Georges, he hurt his stomach. And on, that's another form of nous. Okay, but let's look back. On se fait mal. It's in this category. On se fait mal. We hurt ourselves. So that's what you're going to use for this. If you have any questions, just email me or message me on Teams. Au revoir.